everyone, and welcome back to Enter the Ether, the podcast all about Ethereal, Clash of Souls, and upcoming third-person MOBA. I'm your host, The Mangoose. Joining me, as always, is my friend and co-host, Jelly Knees. Jelly, how you doing?
I'm great, Mangoose. I totally did the finger guns, even though I don't have my video this week. It was just like instinctual to do the finger guns toward the screen.
I felt him in
But
my
I'm
heart.
great.
I felt him in my heart.
But this week we have a special guest with us, another one. I don't know if we can call her UG. I guess not. But we have Claire, who's the voice of Kalia. How are you doing, Claire?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
So we're going to get into talking to Claire about voice acting, how she got into it, and all that good stuff. But first up, right out the gate, they had another fun facts, which they showed the minions, four of their minions, and then they said something about how there's going to be eventually a minion that will represent each class, but they didn't really go further into that. Now, Claire, I know you don't know anything about the development side of it. They kind of compartmentalize everything, and you just do the voice acting and such. But you're just as excited for this game as we are. What did you think about the minions that they showed?
I thought that they were really cool. I really like the designs, and I think it's really interesting that they're all based off of the different classes. I think that's just really cool. And all the artists on the team do such a great job with designing these characters, like even the minions. So yeah, props to the team.
Yeah, Jelly, what'd you think?
I completely agree with Claire here that it's such a cool idea to have minions that aren't just your generic MOBA minions. And you and I talked a little bit about whether that's what they meant or not, of actually having classes for the minions, or if they're just fitting their own type, and that's the word they exchanged for type. But it'll be really interesting to see what they do with it and how it applies to gameplay.
I would love to see if they had a minion per class, because Sky Slayer minions would be flying minions in the lane. That would be awesome. But I don't like how they do Reaper minions. Would there be minions just climbing up trees and jumping out on you like an Ewok or something? I don't know. I don't know how you do a Reaper minion. But it might be like what you were saying, Jelly. It just might be a type of minion, like siege minion, melee minion. They're like, I don't know, the way they said it. And of course they won't give us any more information, and the Mud and Sinus keeping their lips sealed on that one. Um I thought they looked, when I first saw them, they looked like reskins of Paragon minions to me, but we asked, and apparently they're not. Apparently they're designed from the ground up, but they do kind of look like the chonky or the chonky new Paragon minions, not the old Paragon minions. But I don't know. I think it would be smart for them to repurpose some of the Paragon assets, even if they want to use all their own intellectual property. But
And for the image we saw, it looked like it was probably concept art of some kind. So maybe they just designed the concept art around Paragon minions, and that's why we feel that look is so similar, and that the actual in-game version may not feel that same way, just based on complete different aesthetics.
yeah, they may look completely different when rendered in game, and once we see their animations and stuff. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm really happy they're doing they're stepping up their development fun facts. It gives us something, gives us little tidbits every week until this game finally releases.
Which we have some news on that front, and not release date necessarily, but the community, they updated the website to have a whole malware section that's a teaser with malware laughing, and it's Arrow 404 with his symbol in it. And from what the community can figure out from that page, it sounds like we might have an update as early as Wednesday of this coming week, December 2nd, which could, for the website.
Hmm.
So in theory, that could be really exciting to see all the new information for that.
I had not heard anything about that. I guess I haven't been. I've been playing King's Hunt all weekend, so I haven't really been paying as much attention to the Discord as usual. That's very interesting. I'm sure you can't tell us anything, Claire, or you probably just the
No,
you
I just
probably just
yell
don't
into
know.
my. That's all I do.
You just yell. Do you always yell your lines into the mic?
Kinda. Well, Kalia is just very loud.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the voice acting part of it. I mean, what happened? How did you end up being the voice of Kalia?
Well, I had worked with Try previously because we did a League of Legends voice pack for a character named Zoe. And a while later after that, he messaged me and said, "Hey, there's this game that I'm working on, and they're looking for a voice actor for this character who's kind of like Zoe. And I thought of you. Do you want to give it a shot?" And I sent him samples of it, and they were like, "Yeah, it's a hit." So yeah, that's basically how it happened.
Oh, right on.
So
Joe, you can.
I think Mangoose and I have our own personal question for you, and is Kalia an evil character that is just way too excited about killing people?
I knew you were gonna bring that up. um, no, she is just a sweet and bubbly character who is just here to have fun. As far as I'm aware, her definition of fun does not include murdering people, um, but yeah, she's just a bubbly, fun character, youthful spirit. So yeah, she's not a bloodthirsty person.
Well, now here's to hoping that we have voice packs for each character, that we can get a bloodthirsty Kalia voice pack that you do. Just because now it's my headcanon. So I've gotta establish it in real life somehow.
That would be really fun.
So when you're recording lines for Try, do you typically do a bunch of lines at once? Does he send you singular lines? Are you typically live with him doing, not live in person, I mean live like in a Discord or something like that? How does the process usually go down for recording new lines?
Well, when I was doing like the samples and things in like the first round, I was doing that solo. But recently, it's been more live direction, and we usually get a pretty good chunk done. But if just timing isn't right, or if there's just a lot of lines to do, and obviously my voice can't keep up with that, or it's getting late, then we set them aside and we pick another day to come back to them. So now it's mainly live direction, unless there was like a small problem and he just needs me to like re-record one thing, then I can just do that on my own.
So is there like how do you get in character for Kalia? Do you have like do you have to get in character or can you just off the hip do it?
I don't know, like, well, I've been like in acting classes since I was like 11 or something. So I'm kind of at that point where I can just like get into it because I like to think of myself as a relatively happy person. But so voicing Kalia isn't too much of a struggle because she also has she's very very high energy, which kind of makes me get a little tired sometimes. But getting into it initially isn't that hard.
Uh, are you ever afraid that you'll end up getting typecast into this certain type of character, or are you just happy to be getting your foot in the door with voice acting?
Dude, it's already happened. Like before even Kalia. This was my typecast. It usually not as bubbly or high energy, but definitely characters who aren't super smart and are probably just like there to have fun. I have voiced some characters that are a little more serious, but I'm happy that I get cast as higher energy characters a lot just because it is really fun and I always have a really good time doing it. Um, but it is nice when I do a more like laid back character or someone who's a little more like brooding, which is weird to say, but it's like it's different and it's enjoyable still.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably nice to just exercise a little bit of of your craft outside of what you normally do. But I mean, you did a fantastic job on these lines. Like, just absolutely amazing. Kelly's voice lines are some of my favorite out of all the voice lines. Just great job all around. I don't think we've said that yet.
100%.
You guys are so sweet. I can't. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I mean, there was a reason that Kalia's voice lines were the original website update. That when you pressed enter, like you had a voice line that was front and center, because it was just enjoyable to listen to, and it was just very nicely done, and like props to you for sure.
Well, thank you. That's so sweet.
Yeah, it definitely encapsulates what you think of with Kalia, with what they're going for with Kalia, what they wanted um her character to sort of be. And yeah, pretty cool
And if
stuff.
I remember correctly, last week Mangoose and I both put Kalia at 5 stars out of 5 stars for aesthetic. And we're saying that your voice lines are great. So Kalia is just like the perfect character coming out the gate here. Got good voice lines, good aesthetic. Now we just need good abilities. That's it.
Ah, too bad she's a mage.
Speaking of abilities, Claire. No, I know I can't. I can't ask you any of that kind of stuff. I wish I could. Mud made me swear to be nice.
Yeah, I can't give secrets because that would be breaking my non-disclosure agreement. So yeah, I don't even want to like comment on like what they're like or anything. Like I can't. No.
But how about, what was your favorite line for Kalia to record?
Oh, I really liked the ultimate line, the playtime is over, and I also really liked the the butterfly one.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That was my favorite.
So good.
Do you plan like you do play games, right?
Yes, not a lot, but I have been getting into some more recently.
Yeah. Do you think you'll play Kalia or Kalia? How do you say it?
Kalia.
Do you think you'll play Kalia in Ethereal, or do you think you'll gravitate towards one of the other myths?
Dude, I wish I could play Kalia, but I am not. I just like. She's obviously gonna be like more like as a mage, more like attack based and stuff. I am not that. I am your little supports to just knock them down a few notches and let you get the last like the kill or whatever. Yeah, I'm not that kind of character. I'd probably be playing more like cleric classes for like support because that's just my play style.
Yeah, me too. I'm a bit of a support off lane kind of guy.
So now we're going to see YouTube videos when Ethereal comes out of Claire saying Nikolai's voice lines in Kalia's voice. It's going to be the greatest thing. Can't wait.
Honestly, yeah, that sounds like it would be a really good idea.
I want to hear you read Iran's voice lines in Kalia's voice.
Oh my gosh, that just like cold and cruel, just like I want to watch the world burn, but like
Yeah. What does he say? Blood and viscera, my favorite, when he takes a potion? Can you do that? Can you say blood and viscera, my favorite, but in Kalia's voice?
Blood and viscera, my favorite. See?
All right, now even more so, my head is going crazy for this idea. It's officially happening. Eugene, I don't care if you weren't planning on it, but you are now, okay? Please.
Oh, that's great. So you mentioned it. Oh, go ahead, Jelly.
One thing that I will ask you to do for us in Kalia's voice, because I don't think we'll ever hear the end of it if we don't. Can you do the Nico Nico Ni for us?
I knew it. I've done it like twice already, but fine, just for you guys. Nika Nika Ni! There's
Incredible.
I hate it, dude. But I also love it. I love seeing people just being like, God, please stop it. But I live to troll this community.
And yeah, UG seems to live to troll Jelly.
Yeah.
So between the two of you, it's fine. No big deal.
You mentioned earlier you've been taking acting classes since you were like, what, 11 years old or something like that?
Yeah.
How much, like if someone wants to do voice acting, how would they go about it? Like what should they expect? How much work should they expect to be able to put to have to put into it?
It definitely does not happen overnight. I started voice acting. I started taking it seriously more about when I was like 2015, which is like 3 years ago. And it takes a lot to get yourself on that path to where you're getting stuff consistently. And I'm not like a super duper professional who knows everything about the industry. Like, I'm still trying to like maneuver my way there because I am very young and inexperienced in it. But I would say, like, for getting into it, there are really good websites and resources. I know Twitter is a hotspot for like casting calls. There's other websites like Casting Call Club and Voice Acting Club. Those are really good to get yourself a foot in the door. But yeah, it takes a lot of patience because if you go into it and you're like, oh, this is gonna be easy and I'm gonna be super successful, but you got to work really hard at it, and it takes time.
How much would you say is natural talent, and how much is just like hard work and practice?
It's a pretty healthy medium because it's hard to teach people how to act. Not impossible, but some people just have it, like they already have that confidence and that drive to just put themselves out there. And it takes a lot to put yourself out there like that, to be daring, because it is a leap, but it does take a lot of hard work. You definitely should invest in like classes and like other resources and practice.
Yeah, you have your YouTube channel. What's it called? Fluffy and Tries Her Best. Is that what it's called? And you have like a couple of like where you were voice acting like some anime and some other like cartoons and stuff like that. Is that something you do to practice? Is to try and emulate other voices?
I don't try to emulate voices per se. Those are more for they call it ADR practices, where you're just trying to match the lip flaps of the characters. That's what I was using it for, and also just for like recreational. I thought it was just good practice to get into a character. I don't try to emulate their sound so much, but just having fun with it myself. And I don't really do those anymore, but if I do have like free time, sometimes like if I'm playing a video game and there aren't voice lines, I do sometimes fill it in myself, just for fun. I think it's enjoyable to do that. So yeah, you can like practice anywhere, really.
Oh, right on.
Do you ever use any of the voices that you've curated in pursuing this in your everyday life outside of recording scenarios where you're talking to somebody and it just like pops out or something happens?
Oh yeah, I've definitely had experience. I do have like low gravelly voice that one time I was using, and my friend had to stop me mid sentence and was like, "Dude, what are you doing? What is that?" I'm like, "I don't know. It just happens." And it's weird when I'm like, I'm talking, and then it gradually slows down and it gets like this, and then people are like, "Whoa, what?" But yeah.
All right, Jelly, do you have any more questions for Claire? I'm out. I'm tapped.
I don't think I have any questions necessarily, but I loved that she like casually used the term lip flaps, because now that's like my favorite politically correct term. Like, oh yeah, your lip flaps are moving, but I don't hear any sound. It's just I'm gonna use that forever now. So thank you so much, Claire.
It's a voice acting thing. And there's so many like things where it's like, oh yeah, you need a clicker while recording, and it's like, why do you need a clicker while recording? And it's like, but yeah.
Do you click the lip flaps? Is that what you need a clicker for?
A clicker is what people use like if they're recording by themselves, and they click it so that they like go back and edit later, and they know what to like edit out and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's like a marker. Okay, interesting.
Like, characters moving their mouths, and yeah, there's weird lingo in the voice acting community.
That's pretty awesome. So is it a nice, like, are you guys like a true community? I mean, do you know a lot of the other voice actors and actresses that have worked on Ethereal?
I do. We have like our own little group chat. And everyone there is super nice and super sweet. And it's not always super active, but when it is, it's just like it's super fun to be in there. And I've known some longer than others, and some of them I'm meeting for the first time. And everyone is really nice and welcoming and just awesome in general and super duper talented. I love every one of them.
Oh yeah, all the voice lines are amazing. All of them. The ones that come to mind immediately are Noxus. I really enjoyed Noxus's voice lines.
Mm-hmm.
The Shadow for Exial, love that. That's freaking awesome. If you could pick any other myth in Ethereal to voice, which one would it be, do you think?
Oh, this might just be the Kalia in me, but Nikolai. I think Josh Tunnelberg, who did Nikolai's voice lines, did an amazing job. But oh my god, if I could just voice like a fuzzy, cute creature, that's what I want.
Kalia is pretty much a fuzzy, cute creature.
True.
You can't get all the fuzz. You can't get it all, Claire.
Yeah, you got to pick somebody else. Be original.
God, okay.
Such a fuzz hog. With your clickers and your lip flaps.
I feel like that has a whole other meaning, Mangoose, that we just won't get into.
Usually I'm the one with my mind in the gutter, but I don't even know why you would.
What is going on?
I have no idea.
What usually happens when we record ETE.
Yeah, true.
So Claire, I do have one final question for you. I don't know if Mangoose has anything else, but so we talked about kind of what you do for your thing, the lines themselves, what are the characters you'd like to voice and all that kind of stuff. But when's Ethereal coming out?
Soon.
Yeah, I knew that was. I knew it wasn't going to get anywhere with that one.
Are we going to do this every time?
If we have somebody that we have to.
We need to put our heads together before the episode and like
we have
really spring it on them.
Community to ask them.
That's true. That is true.
Especially me. I mean, you know, I've had a page of questions for them. I gotta keep up my street cred.
Jelly really is the voice of the community. I love it.
Yeah. I just think about that one picture where it's like the guy and he has like his eyes are super wide and he's like up against like this cork board with like a bunch of lines written on it and he's like
Pepe Sylvia. Yeah, no, that's 100%. That's me. I may or may not, a little Enter the Ether exclusive for everybody, and you guys get to hear it first. I may or may not be recreating that exact scenario with a corkboard and pieces of paper for Ethereal and the whole 9 yards that will come out sometime in the next week.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing. Oh, I can't wait for that. All right. I think that's going to be about it for this week though. Claire, any final words or anything you want to plug or anything like that?
Follow me on Twitter. Claire Thomas VA. That's my Twitter. And every time I come into the chat and y'all say Nico ni, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Pretty sure you appreciate it, but Tricolor does not.
Oh my gosh, no, dude, he hates it.
Jelly, you got anything to plug this week?
Just the same old. Jelly Knees on YouTube, Jelly Knees on Twitch. Hopefully this week we'll be able to stream some, life. But Mangoose, what about you?
I got nothing. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this week, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the conversation with Claire. Claire, thank you very much for joining us this week. But this is the Enter the Ether crew signing off. You guys have a good one.
You need to keep that exactly like that.
I am. Ain't no shame here. Mangoose.